Hello and welcome to a new deck construction video. This time I will show you my Watch Your Step deck, which is built for the Reflections 2 format. It is fast and easy to play, so I think it's a good option for beginners. At first we'll have a look at the card list and then I will tell you a few things about how to play this deck. The first card is the objective Watch Your Step, so we also need the locations Tatooine System, Tatooine Cantina and Tatooine Docking Bay. They will deploy at the beginning. Two more systems in this deck, Corellia and Castle, both can be pulled out of the deck by the objective. Then we've got another Tatooine site, the good old farm. As the objective increases deploy costs for other characters, we have to play a bunch of smugglers in here. At first we've got Captain Han Solo, who adds a Battle Destiny on Falcon and may cause the opponent to redraw Battle Destiny. Lando with Blaster Pistol is a good one for the ground combat, and the Chewbacca from Reflections 2 also is. He's got a nice ability and he's got some armor, so he's more resistant against weapons. Dash Rendar is a great pilot, we need him up in space in his ship. His ability can be very powerful then. We need Lebo because he adds 2 to hyperspeed and he makes some extra damage after we completed Castle Run. Talon Card has a nice ability to look at the top card of opponent's reserve deck, so we can make sure not to lose our ship when doing a castle run. Then I play Mirax, who also has a useful ability, and good old Wedge, who also is a smuggler. Then there is Milas, also a smuggler. And then we need 5 Palace Raider because they will get really strong in the patrol crafts we play in here. Luke has no extra deploy costs, so we play 2 Luke with lightsaber. We will need him in ground combat. And finally we got 2 times Owen Lars and Beru Lars. They will deploy to the farm for free. Now let's have a look at the ships. At first we've got the Millennium Falcon, and of course we want Captain Han Solo in here. The Outrider is Dash Rendar's ship. In Pulsar's Gate I prefer Mirax piloting. Wedge is meant to pilot Red Squadron 1. And finally there is R2-D2 in Red 5. While Luke is meant to fight on the ground, we can use any smuggler pilot in here. Further we've got 5 patrol crafts for the 5 Palace Raiders. Now let's see the effects and interrupts. The starting interrupt puts up to 3 effects into game, so we choose squadron assignments and staging areas. This will help to get the pilots into their ships and makes us able to generate more force. Then we've got Menace Fates and Battle Plan. We can choose one of them to deploy at the beginning. 3 times Castle Run will make you able to retrieve force, and when a Castle Run is in your lost pile, you can retrieve it by doing another one. Legendary Starfighter and Order to Engage can be used to inflict some extra damage. Order to Engage will also work when you hyper-escape a battle at a system. Corellian Engineering Corporation is great because it increases the Falcon's hyperspeed from 6 to 7, so he's able to fly directly from Corellia to Castle. Then we've got 3 times Control and Tunnel Vision. This is a very powerful card. We can use them to get keycards to hand or to cancel force drains or immediate effects. Also 3 times Hyper Escape because it can be very important in this deck. Punch It is a Battle Destiny booster. We can use it to get up to 5 Battle Destiny draws with the Falcon. Solo Han will add Battle Destiny when some alien is defending a battle alone at the site. 2 times Harvest for some extra retrieval. Here we can choose which cards to retrieve, so we can use it to get back some important cards. If Luke and Owen and Beru Lars are in battle together, you can use it for Battle Destiny as well. 2 times Fallen Portal for battles at docking bays. Then we've got a few maneuvers. We can use it to increase hyperspeed of a ship for 1 turn, but we can also use it just for counting Battle Destiny. That means you can play it at the end of opponent's turn, and then you can count with its position in the reserve deck. Finally there is the signal for getting effects to hand. Now let's have a look how to play this deck. These are the cards we deploy at the beginning. Let's have a look at the objective again. We can flip it when our smugglers occupy 2 battlegrounds. But before we do this, we should get Castle and Corellia to hand first. After flipping we can't search them out of the deck anymore and we need them for doing castle runs. When the objective is flipped, we get lots of boni. We get an extra battle destiny when at least 2 smugglers are in a battle and all our smugglers are forfeit +2. Once each turn we have the possibility to play an interrupt from Lost Pile and then put it out of play. This is something we should keep in mind so we can double use our interrupts. But this option should not be overused. Cards put out of play can't be retrieved by Harvest or Castle Run anymore. In the first turn we should get Corellia to hand and deploy it. We can also deploy some character to Tatooine Docking Bay to increase force generation. A good start would be some Palace Raider in Patrol Craft. These guys are really powerful on exterior sites. A Palace Raider in Patrol Craft has a power of 4, draws a battle destiny yet without even having ability of 4, he can move as a react and he can move for free. Another Palace Raider will add up the ability to 4, so we get 2 battle destiny draws. When the objective is flipped, they will get another one by the objective. So these 2 little guys will be able to draw 3 battle destiny. In further game we can also use them to attack at opponents' exterior sites. If we get no ground characters to starting hand, we can also deploy some pilot in his ship in the first turn. In the second turn we should get castle to hand, and then we can already flip the objective by deploying some smugglers. We don't have to deploy castle at once. We can also wait until we need it for castle runs or force drains. If we don't get castle to hand, we should not flip yet. We can use and or draw all the force, so we make sure to get it in the next turn. Now let's talk about the castle runs. We deploy them targeting a pilot in a ship at Corellia. The pilot has to fly to castle and back, and then we'll retrieve 7 force. When arriving at castle, opponent will draw destiny. If it's a 0, we lose our ship, so it's nice to have Talon card on table and use his ability before. Remember, this ability must be used in the control phase. For flying straight from Corellia to castle, the ship needs a hyperspeed of 7. So when using Outrider, we need Libo in there. Also when completing a castle run with Outrider, it is put out of play afterwards. That's why I prefer doing castle runs with the Falcon. All we need is Corellian Engineering Corporation on table to get its hyperspeed to 7. We also can use any smuggler pilot in R2-D2 in Red 5. This ship already has a hyperspeed of 7. A nice option might be to deploy Luke in Red 5 at Tatooine Docking Bay using squadron assignments. As we want him to fight on the ground, he changes position with some alien pilot in the move phase. Then the alien can take off to Tatooine system in the same turn. Another way to retrieve force is to use Harvest with Beru and Lars at the farm. So all in all, this deck is about high retrieval and high battle destiny draws. In space we can set up some high drains at Castle system, and when Castle Run was completed, Libo will make some extra damage. Further we've got some strong interrupts, and there is the option to replay them from Lost Pile. I hope you have fun trying out this deck. If you still have a question, just ask me in the comments. See you around guys, may the force be with you.